I'm going to start with a simple question for you all to think about over the next 2 days. And the good part is there is no right and there is no wrong answer to this question, but it's only what works for you. And here's the question. Why am I here? If you would have asked me that question 23 years ago at the age of 34 in my first convention in New York City, I would have said to you, membership in SIOR was always my goal. It was always part of the plan. And why was it? Because I was fortunate to have mentors in this business. Early on, Joe Dillon, some of you will remember him, Ben Miller, and Don Schomburger. I also have current mentors like Tom McCormick and Peter Hansen. They advised, membership is a privilege, membership is earned. So although there are many reasons why I'm here, I'd like to point out 2 that I think you'll find interesting and hopefully apply to what your thoughts might be. First, as you look at some of these pictures we're going to have up here momentarily, SIORs are having fun. Who can forget our own Joyce Sloan in the duck race for the foundation? We all recall that? All the little ducks going down, wah, wah. And she heard that for 10 years, and she thanked me profusely for bringing it up again. Next, the Harley Party in La Quinta. Those of you who were able to enjoy that one, wasn't that a blast? And look at Dan Wilkinson in the lower left. That's a former president of the society. Of course, Steve Podolsky and Carl Panettone with hair up in the upper right. That is Carl. Some additional ones. Here's the future leadership of SIOR on the left there with Jeff Cruiser, Mary Beth Cruiser, Richard, and me. Kind of scary, isn't it? So, also we have the pictures from New Orleans when we actually had a Halloween party. We had fun. That's Mark Good there in that goofy Confederate costume. I'm not sure what he was doing there. And we think that was Chuck Tingey's date there with Mark in the lower left. We're not sure, but we're pretty sure. Okay? And then, back up one. And then Richard and I are the Blues Brothers. I don't think you can not figure out who I'm playing there. So, finally, if you look at the next set of slides, these were from our 60th anniversary, also in La Quinta. And you can see Merv Kirshner in the lower right there with his lovely wife, Darlene. Merv, also a former president of the society, and there's Mark and Roy and our former pal from Panettone also. So, during the best and most challenging economic times, these types of SIOR relationships have provided us friendships and support. You'll look in the lower left here, that's Mark Good in the middle, in the pool. Ron Beam in the right. Lynn Shank presiding over our 60th anniversary. So these are all things that we think about when we say, why am I here? The commitment to SIOR is evidenced by the formation of the new Legacy Circle, which honors those members who have worn the pin, this pin, for 30 years or more. If you have misplaced your pin, please stop by registration because we brought a boatload of them for you. Please pick one up and wear it to your meetings and use it as an opportunity to have questions asked of you, what is that? And how can I achieve more business using the SIOR and having an opportunity to showcase your achievement? Tomorrow at the general session, there will be 27 of those members in Legacy in attendance here. Don't you find that amazing? I do. I think it's fantastic. We'll have an opportunity to celebrate their notable achievements because they earned their designation just as you have. They participated in conferences, undertook leadership positions, and made lifelong friends. They have lived through countless economic ups and downs, but there is one common thread. They maintained their designation, the value it brought to each of them, priceless. Investing in yourself is also amazingly important, which is my second point. It's an ongoing process whether the economy is robust or not. Why? Because the environment is constantly changing. Client demands and expectations are high and getting more challenging. And there is no better way to enhance your professional skills than by participating in SIOR World Conferences and chapter events. How to compete. What tools do I need to stay relevant? I have a little quiz for you now. What year do you think the following represents? Okay? $3,000 cell phones at 50 cents a minute, $4,000 laptops, and $1,500 fax machines, which, by the way, are going to go the way of beta. 84? You're close. 1983. These were tools part of my personal investment in 1983. That is what I spent on my first cell phone, and there's one ringing right now. How useful is that? You don't need to spend $3,000 on a cell phone. You don't need to spend $4,000 on a laptop, but we did it in 1983 because brokerage effectiveness depended upon cutting-edge tools. Demands on time were increasing, client expectations exploding, financial markets in chaos. Wait, that's today. History repeats itself. You couldn't be without these tools, and if you were, the competition was right there to take a bigger market share. So here's my premise to you. You invested in your SIOR designation, you earned it. Membership is a privilege. Membership has its benefits. Wear the pin. As Karl Malden said in those iconic American Express commercials, don't leave home without it. Those of you who are 30 and under have no idea what I'm talking about. Investing in yourself using the SIOR platform includes a whole bunch of things on the screen here. Committee participation and leadership at conferences, speaking opportunities locally and nationally. I had maybe a bucket list moment this week. A local SIOR, Ian Grotzman, who has a relationship with BNN here, which is the business news, he and I on Tuesday went to the studio and we were able to speak nationally regarding some commercial real estate questions, although I will say the broadcaster zinged me on the first one. Articles and professional report. This magazine has an incredibly long shelf life. I was just cleaning off my desk before I came today, and I had the first quarter 2008 magazine on my desk. It's incredibly long. So think about what would be your passion and what you could write about and what you can get into professional report. The specialty practice board's an opportunity for you to meet with others in your specific discipline. Industry best practices, breakout sessions at conferences. SIOR is the place to meet and discuss trends of the day. Local chapter leadership. Some of you who are in the leadership now, you now realize that is also part of the COP's governance structure, and it is integral to the success of what we do on a national level so that it goes down to the chapter level. We rely on the presidents and the vice presidents to do that job through COPs, and you are to be applauded. Regional director positions allows direct contact within an entire region. Depending upon where you are, you have the ability to interface with the leadership in the chapters, being a regional director. Richard Hollander, SIOR, and our newest member, who also happens to be our executive VP. He's going to talk to you tomorrow a little bit about our stable financial condition, because there is an investment by him and our staff in our success. SIOR is strong and able to provide the services and programs to you because the leadership is focused on member needs. We are focused on what you need. The value proposition is there and getting better. For example, SIOR invests you, the member, through the Center for Career Advancement, CCA, which was established in 2009 to provide educational experience for SIOR members, potential members, and industry practitioners. This year in 2009, CCA education programs included conference education, designation courses, chapter and realtor seminars. We had our first webinar, and it was, by the way, dialed into over 300 people for our first one. Professional report article archives, as I mentioned to you earlier, a really great way for business development for you as well. And who can forget the brokerage minute segments done by none other than Robert Hammond? What a voice that guy has. In 2010, we will increase the number of educational programs available to SIOR members through continued outreach and partnership within the chapters. There are so many programs I can't articulate them now, but the cops are talking about them, and it's really quite amazing. So visit the CCA website and learn about the educational products and tools for you. Finally, commit to yourself the following, please, over the next 2 days. That you will meet new people. Expand your SIOR relationships over the next few days. Go to a lunch, sit next to someone you don't know. I know we've all been a family for a long time, but I trust that there are people here you don't know. That you will, except for Tom McCormick, that you will attend the educational offerings that provide take-home value. There is take-home value in that program. Take a look, make sure you take advantage. It's up to you to make that investment. We provide it, you invest. We love doing it. And finally, that you will look for leadership opportunities that match your passion. Many of you know me. You know I'm passionate about SIOR. That's probably why I'm standing up here. It must match, otherwise it will not be fruitful for you. But SIOR needs you and needs your expertise. We want you to be engaged. Please join me, President-elect David Zimmer, and Vice President Jeff Cruiser as we meet the challenges together through our SIOR network. Retool now, reinvest now, and prepare for the inevitable recovery. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.